Hello guys, I want to do a quick video talking about, I'm not how quick it'll be, talking about my new Swatch watch. It's the first time I've owned a Swatch watch, as in like, first time I've worn one for the whole day. Basically, I can't say it's the first one I've ever owned, because there was this one as well. It's a black one. Because what happened was, the watch that I was wearing, my uncle gave it to me when he came over, and I wore it for like 2 years, which was really cool. I really liked it, but the battery ran out 2 days ago or something like that, and I thought, to get the battery changed might cost a bit, and I was thinking for that price, a little bit more, I could just get another watch, and I thought that'd be exciting to get something else because I've had that watch for a while now. And I remember when I was in high school, one of my friends had a Swatch watch, and in my head I was like, oh, those watches look really cool. Like, that's the only thought that I had in my mind. Like, I didn't really feel the need to get one or anything like that, but in my head I was like, oh, those watches are really cool. But I already had a watch, and I got other watches in the meantime. But I don't know why, for some reason now I just thought, well, now that it's like, when you finish a computer game and you're like, oh, what game should I play next, or something like that, you're in this mode where you can, okay, I can check out another watch now. So I looked around, and I thought, I suddenly got this urge, like, I want to get a Swatch watch, I think, because one, they're not that expensive, which is really cool, and they're made from Swiss, so I just feel like, Swiss are very proud of their watchmaking, so it would be pretty good. And so I thought, I'm gonna get a Swatch. So I think yesterday or 2 days ago, I went to the the store. This video's getting longer now. Basically, I did a reservation because I saw online, I saw this watch, right? It really jumped out at me, right? But then when I went to the store, they had it waiting for me. I tried it on, and the first thing I tried it on, I was like, oh, my first reaction was, oh. I don't know, because it was just so different to all the watches I've ever had. Because most of the watches I've always had usually have been just like a black watch, and I like that. It was really cool. I'm so used to it. For like years I've been wearing just a black simple watch, just tells the time, like that's all I need. But then this watch, like, it's like very different, which is why it appealed to me online, like, especially when I put it on. And so I was thinking, yeah, I'll get this watch, but then I'll just quickly browse, do a quick run through the store, and just look at everything out of the watch in case there's something else that I like more. And in the end, somehow, I was looking at some other watches, and I saw this one, which is really cool, and the person working there was really lovely, and she was saying how she pointed out some models and stuff like that. And when I put this one on, I was like, oh, this feels really good. This is like really cool, and I like the colors. You can see the wheels inside, and there's colors and stuff, and it feels really like, if I put it on, it's such a me watch. Like, when I put it on, when you put on something and you feel really comfortable, and you're like, yeah, I could totally wear this anywhere, really, because it's a simple black watch, which type that I've been wearing for ages. So I put it on, wore it, and then in the end I was like, oh, this feels like a second skin. It feels really good. Swatch watch, it looks good, and like, I was thinking in my head, like, oh yeah, black, I can wear it with anything. I can wear it at work, wear it whatever. I was like, okay, I'm gonna get this one now instead. So I did an impulse buy, and I bought it on the spot, which was kind of cool because I'm fine with impulse buys. Like, sometimes, most of the time, that's like the best thing. But then I was thinking, I still really love this watch, actually. I really love it too. But then I was thinking to myself, this is my time getting a Swatch watch. And like, if I'm getting a Swatch watch, I shouldn't get a watch that just is like every other watch I've ever had. I mean, unless I want to easily transition into it. But I was like, no, I really want, because in my mind, Swatch watch is like a fun watch, like, because I remember in high school, like, I remember seeing them, I'm like, oh, there's so many cool colors, and wow. So I was thinking, it was like, I think 6 a.m. in the morning this morning, I woke up and I was like, oh, I just really want to get that other watch. You know how you have, it's not, I wouldn't say buyer's remorse, because I actually still love this watch, and I think I will keep it as well, because I'm going to wear it for work, I think, because in work it'd be really cool for work, like, just something simple to wear at work. But when I go out and stuff, every other time I'll wear this. But anyways, I woke up at 6 a.m. in the morning. I was like, oh, I'm going to put the reservation for this watch. I was like, because what if, like, because it was the last one in the store, right? And I was like, what if someone bought that? I would feel really sad because like, what if I couldn't get that? You know when you have your mindset on a certain thing, like because there's many different swatch types of like looks and stuff, colors and designs and stuff. But you know when you got your heart set on one, and I don't know, I really wanted this one. By the way, this one's designed by artist or designer named Paola Navone, who I'd never heard of, but I looked her up and stuff, and she does really cool stuff. And yeah, she designed this, and she designed 3, I think it was, watches. And there's, yeah, it's really cool. I liked it. So, and look at the back. Look at the back. It's got fish on it. It's her symbol. Like her symbol is the red fish, I think. And when I bought it, I got this Australian thing on it because I saw them. They had it on the desk, and I was like to the girl, "Oh, what are these?" And then she's like, "Oh, you can add them onto the watch." And I'm like, I want one because I love Australia, so I added on to that. Yeah, and another thing. So basically, before I forget, last night when I had this watch, I came home and I put it down, and I noticed that I could hear the ticking. Like when the room is quiet at nighttime, I could hear the ticking. Like it's like every second, and I was like, wow, that's like I didn't notice with my other watches, and I was like, wow, that's quite noticeable. Like me, I don't mind it at all. Like, but I know there's some people out there who that noise might really frustrate them. Like at work, in my whatever office, what do you want to call it? I have a clock that's there all the time. It's been for years, and it has a ticking noise that's fairly loud apparently, but I never hear it because I think I'm there all the time, so I don't really notice it. But there's one, or not even that. Most people don't even notice, but then out of like 1,000 people, there might be one person who's like, "Whoa, that's really loud." And like I was worried that this watch or Swatch watches would be like the tick would be noticeable everywhere. Like I would notice it everywhere. But the cool thing is, and even in the morning when I woke up, I could still hear it. And the cool thing was, I didn't mind at all. Like to me, like I'm like the type of person who likes when you have typewriters, when you type on it, the click 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 click. Not that I have a typewriter. I do have a typewriter, but it's in the garage. Anyways, I like the sound of typewriters. It sounds really cool to me. And so this is like, in a sense, kind of like that kind of sound. It's nice. But also it's kind of like a heartbeat. Like to me, it makes it feel like the watch is alive, and like I can hear its heartbeat. And in the morning, I was kind of a little bit concerned. Like I was like, whoa, is this going to be a problem? Like, am I going to be like, everywhere I go, people going to bring it up? Like, I can hear your watch. But luckily today when I did the impulse buy, I went to Chatty, and with the reservation, I headed to Chatty in the morning, Chats and Swatch. And like, as I was walking towards the shop, the email came back that they had received my reservation and they're holding it aside. So I took that as a sign, like it was meant to be. Because like literally, as I was like 5 minutes or less from the shop, I got the email that they were ready for me to pick it up. But anyways, what else I was gonna say? I think that was it. Oh, the last thing I'll say, like when I was out today wearing it, yeah, when the second time I went to the store and put it on, it felt really right as soon as I put it on. I don't know, it was just because I had a night to think about it a little bit and really wanted it. And like, and then so today when I was out doing other things, and the cool thing was I did not notice the sound at all, like the ticking sound. Even when I was listening out for it, I guess during the daytime when there's noises and stuff, you just don't notice like little sounds. And every time I knew that it was on my wrist, and every time I looked at it, it made me happy. Especially, I like this design a lot because it's very different to the typical black watches that I have. Or yeah, I've had other type of colors watch, but mostly black. But yeah, so this is so different and just made me feel happy, and it feels really comfortable. Like it's a simple rubber wristband, but it's very comfortable and very light. So now it's becoming a bit of a review now. But yeah, I can't speak highly of enough. Like of all my watches, I think one time when I was in university, I think I had a Richmond Tigers. Yeah, Richmond Tigers, my AFL team that I love. I had one of their watches, Richmond Tigers watch. So other than that, I think this is the most fun watch I've ever had. Like other watches like are functional or for, I don't know, looking like mature, I guess. But this is like just fun. Like I really wanted a watch that was just fun and like, yeah, like I didn't, you know what I mean? Like that's what I really wanted. Like, yeah, out of my comfort zone. Yeah, you know what I mean. Like when you, well, yeah, that's really why I wanted to get it. It's something different. It's really, yeah, I like, and I'm so glad I did. So to wrap up the video, I am now a fan of Swatch. I never really paid attention to watches much, but well, I love the watches that I had, but now I'm a fan of Swatch. They're really cool. Like when if you read their history, they basically, I would say, almost saved the Swiss watch industry. Like, because it was in the 80s. This video is getting really long now. Sorry. I hope you hang around for this part. Now I'm giving you a history lesson, but I just was doing a lot of reading. In the 80s, because the Japanese companies was doing their digital watches or something like that, so the Swiss watch companies, they were having trouble competing because their watches were really expensive. And to cut a long story short, Swatch came up with this brand came up with the Swatch, which is they made with like as cheaply as they could but quality, and they actually designed a lot of new equipment or technology to make it, because a normal watch would have like 90 parts or something like that, and then the first Swatch had like cut it down to like 51 parts or something like that. So they had parts that were like attached to the case and everything. Like they simplified a lot of things, so it was like an engineering, really like a masterpiece or something. I don't know enough about watches, but apparently it was really pretty cool what they did. So they cut down a lot of costs, but still keeping the quality of a Swiss watch. And because of that, and they also were initially gonna now it's a whole Swatch video. They were initially just gonna make like typical like black watch, $20 or something like that. But then one of the marketing guys or the head of it or something like that, he said, no, we have to make it not just a watch like that. We have to make it like a brand that people like. So what they did was they made it really like attractive with different styles and stuff. It's something like you could wear different, and they would come up with different things, so people were wearing it for fashion in a way. So it really saved them, and because of them being like that, I think they actually bought a lot of the other like Omega, Longines, all that. They've bought all these other watch companies, so the Swiss Swatch group owns a lot of them. But that's, now we're going to a whole different territory, so you can stop that. Basically, I love Swatch, really love it. Yeah, there's all these designs, but I really like my one, and I got my black one for it. The only one I really would get now, if they ever released like a One Piece or a BTS or something like that Swatch, I might have to get one of those to represent. But no, otherwise I'm pretty happy, because I've seen people collect Swatches sometimes, and they keep them in the case. So they, as like collectors normally do, they don't touch them, and I'm like, oh, that's such a shame, like just keeping it there. And I guess that makes them happy, like just looking at it, having it there. That makes sense too. But I like wearing them. So I will end the video here, and basically the gist was like, I had my first day wearing a Swatch watch. I loved it, and I would if you're interested in getting a Swatch watch, if you think you'll like it, I think you should do it. It's very comfortable, light. I didn't like, now that I'm in my room, I can hear the ticking when I notice it, but I really don't. I loved it. I don't mind the ticking. It doesn't bother me. And when I was out today, I didn't notice it at all, even when I was listening out for it. So I think that I'll end the video here, because I could get to keep talking forever. So thanks for watching, guys, and see you later. Bye. Does anyone remember this old 70s or early 80s Battle of the Planets? Transmute. And then he would turn into, it was G-Force, Battle of the Planets. If you don't know it, you look it up. Good cartoon. Alright, see ya.